Hey guys, welcome back to a very short Geek Talk. Today I just wanted to reminisce and do a retrospective on the casting of the Last Airbender film. Just a little caveat, I only watched the film once and I think I did it 2 years after the film came out because all my friends told me not to watch it. But it was on Netflix and it was on my phone and I was bored somewhere, I believe in Colorado, and so I just watched it. And yes, it's very terrible. But the thing that got to me the most was the casting choices. In particular, like Sokka and Katara, Zuko, I think they were all very wrong in terms of the whitewashing and racially, but also in terms of performance as well. But today I want to talk about who I thought back in 2010 should have played each respective role. First, I'm going to break my rule right away because the actors that I would want for Sokka and Katara weren't really the right age in 2010, and it was really hard finding actors that would fit with them, at least actors who were known at the time. For a while there, I was thinking that Taylor Lautner would be cool for Sokka in 2010, but the issue with that is that around that time he was doing Twilight and he was kind of like doing the whole buff thing. So no. So one of my coworkers from the Just Kidding Films company that I worked for suggested that I use this character from The Revenant. And the guy's name is Forrest Goodluck. I haven't seen the movie, I just saw his picture and I was like, yeah, give him the right haircut, he could totally be Sokka. And it's something about his jawline. I feel like his jawline is appropriate for Sokka. And so my next actress is, I'm gonna butcher her name, but it's Auli'i Cravalho? I don't know, I'm probably messing that up.
Auli'i
Cravalho? But she's the one who did the voice for Moana in the recent Disney movie Moana. Again, I haven't seen her act in live action that much. I've only ever heard her performance within the context of Moana. But seeing a picture of her, I was like, oh my god, that is so much better for Katara. Because one of the things about Sokka and Katara is that they are both, or at least in terms of the Avatar world, I mean, this is a whole different discussion we can have entirely about Avatar, where people are like, well, it's not really Earth, so they're not really humans, they're not really based on anything. No, they're very clearly based on Asian culture and Asian people, and in particular, the southern and northern water tribes are Inuit people. And it always made me cringe that all the background performers within the Last Airbender movie were Inuit, but the main cast was white. So yeah, having Auli'i and Forrest, I feel like they would fit that very well. And again, I liked their performances in their respective movies, so I think they would be a better cast for those roles. Even though in 2010 they would have been too young, let's just think about how they look today and putting them back into 2010. Next, we'll have Noah Ringer, who played Aang in the original version of The Last Airbender. I'm actually quite okay with him. He was probably the only casting choice in the movie that I was okay with. I mean, granted, I don't think he was the best actor. He did have the physical performance down really well. I mean, that's the main reason they had him in the movie, is because he knew martial arts, like actual martial arts. I mean, I remember in the teaser trailer when we saw him doing his moves, and then like we see the Fire Nation coming in and attacking the temple. I was like, oh my god, this movie's gonna be so great. But yeah, I think he's actually fine. I think he would have still keep him in there with a better cast surrounding him, and I think it would have been a fine movie. All right, so let's get into Zuko. I think the person who could play him the best based on his look and his acting ability would be Peter Sudarso, who is the most recent Power Ranger, I believe, from Power Ranger Hyperforce. He was the Red Ranger. But yeah, if you just look at these pictures of Peter, he totally, again, going back to the jawline, I think he has the jawline for Zuko, and I believe he's capable of doing the performance, the very nuanced performance of being this anti-hero within this story. Oh, and one more thing about the rules of this video. I'm only recasting people who were actually cast within the movie. So for instance, Zuko's sister, Azula, was actually in the movie at the very end of The Last Airbender, so within the rules of this video, I can recast her. And I would like to recast her as Anna Akana from 2010. Now, some of you guys might be familiar with Anna Akana because she's right here on YouTube. I think that, again, sorry guys, the jawline, I think the jawline works for her. And I think because she has such a severe jawline, it kind of comes down in a V in a little bit. That's very much in line with Azula and also just villain characters in general. Even though I know Anna Akana is like the sweetheart on YouTube, I think she could pull off, especially when she does her characters on her channel, I think she can pull off an Azula going from like, you know, manic and crazy to being kind of like calm, but in a scary, cold-blooded kind of way. And then for Uncle Iroh, I think it'd be kind of cool if we had Jackie Chan in it. I mean, I'm sure there's another actor out there who might be better, but in terms of someone I recognize and someone that I can, say, hey, this is what they should have done in 2010, I think Jackie Chan would have been fine. I think he has the ability to be that funny, charming character, but then also getting serious, especially in Jackie Chan's more recent roles where he's been taking on more serious roles. I think he can do that side of Iroh, which is very necessary for what we learn about Iroh going forward into the trilogy. But yeah, I think Jackie Chan can play to both worlds, and he's also a recognizable actor, so in terms of like marketing and stuff like that, you can be like, Jackie Chan is Iroh, and people will be like, oh my god, cool. So for the next two, this is very hard because I felt like Zhao and Ozai could both be interchangeable. And in particular, who I think should play Zhao, Ken Watanabe, he could be both ways. Like, I look at him, I'm like, you can play Ozai and you can play Zhao. Like, can you play both? Could you? But yeah, in 2010, most audiences would have known him as Saito from Inception. And again, I think he just holds a nice weight to him when he's on screen, and that weight might be better for Ozai, but I feel like his look lends itself better to Zhao, especially being in the first book and the conflict between Zuko. And I also put him in that position because I feel like the person I chose to play Ozai doesn't really fit Zhao, so I had to just put the pieces where they fit the best. And that actor is Hiroyuki Sanada. I think in 2010, and most people would have known him from Lost as Dogen. He was also in 47 Ronin with Keanu Reeves, and what's really important for Ozai is the voice and the gravitas of that voice. I think he can pull that off. But yeah, I feel like his face really lends itself, especially if you put his hair that he has in like a little man bun and then you give him a crown, he looks just like Ozai. And I think that, again, same with him, he has a presence when he's on screen, and I think that presence would lend itself really well because in the first few books of Avatar, you get like this, oh my god, who is this Ozai character? Why is he like larger than life? And I think that he can carry that role very well. So that's my recasting of The Last Airbender. Let me know what you guys think of the recasting, and if you would have chosen different actors, or you can see someone else in the role, or you think someone was wrong for the role. But as always, guys, I'll see you on the next video. Peace, love, and remember, be water, my friends.